Yo, people, this is Jeff here. Today I'm going to talk about how to manage money. I'm going to try to make this video as straight to the point and as concise as possible so that you can, garner the information that you need without a whole lot of fluff. Right, so how to manage money. This is a topic I think would interest everybody because everybody has to use money in one form or fashion for the entirety of your life. So it's best to learn how to manage your money properly. And to be quite honest, the earlier you learn, the better. I actually think financial management is something that children should be taught. It should be taught a little earlier in terms of managing it for yourself. Yeah, we have accounts and stuff, but I don't know about you, but when I was in school, accounts seemed so abstract. Um, they actually did accounts twice and got the same mark, but that's another story. Right, so how to manage money. Um, this is important from both a business and a personal perspective because money directly impacts your quality of life and the things you're able to afford, the experiences you're able to have, and everybody wants to have. Well, I would assume most people want to have the best quality of life possible for themselves. So the first thing I was going to is developing a healthy relationship or view of money. A lot of people are of the impression that having money or having a lot of money is bad, and I would dispute that and say that the love of money itself, like being money hungry or greedy, are negative traits associated with people wanting more money, but money itself is not bad, right? Because money itself is simply a tool to allow you to be able to make certain moves and manage certain decisions. So having a healthy view of money is the first way to start attracting it into your life. And when I say attracting it into your life, the amount of money you are able to make is in direct proportion to the level of value that you have or bring to an organization. So in simple terms, let's say you go to school, you study a subject area, you have a certain set of experiences in life that give you a certain set of knowledge and skills that not many people have. It's going to make you more of a commodity. Therefore, you will be able to be paid higher for your skills, knowledge, and expertise. Right? So if you are in an area where there are a lot of persons doing the same thing, then you become, not you, but your skills become less valuable because there's a larger pool of people to pick from. No, the way that you can make more money from that larger pool is to separate yourself by becoming more valuable or more skilled, more specialized, more experienced, and then that way you'll be able to separate yourself from the pack, so to speak. So that's all it is. Money is just simply a manifestation of value. What value do you have that you can bring to an organization? What value can you bring out of a result of you offering a skill or a service or a product from your personal business standpoint? So once you start to view money simply as a tool to trade, then it kind of loses some of its mystique. So yeah, that's the first thing. Just is a slight adjustment in your mindset when viewing money. Now we're going to actually get into some of the specifics. The first would be income. Now most people know how much they make, which is a good thing. But knowing how much you make, obviously it will allow you to determine how best to utilize it with expenses, bills, food, going out, socializing, travel, all those sort of things. So keeping track of your income or your main source of income is what most people seek to do when they get a job or start a business or offer a product or a service, right? So having a main source of income is always a good thing. That's going to be your breadwinner and what's going to allow you to support yourself and cover your responsibilities. Because of that, no, I always suggest that persons have multiple streams of income. So let's say if you work a job for a company and that pays you, you know that at the end of the month you're getting X amount, a standard amount that is going to be consistent for that period of time. You can use that income to fund, your responsibilities basically. On top of that, if you were to add an additional side hustle, and I always encourage people to have at least a skill or a product that they can sell to customers or potential customers apart from their main source of income. The reason for that is it gives you more flexibility, it gives you more spending power, and it brings a certain level of security with it, in that if your main source of income was to become null and void for whatever reason, loss of job, whether the company shut down or you get laid off, whatever, that you still have another source of income there that you can lean on to support you during those times, right? And it also gives you a sense of confidence. So for instance, if you know that you have another set of income coming in from somewhere and you're hustling in your job, you are more confident in making decisions in the workplace. So for instance, if it came to the point where you wanted to ask for a raise and things aren't really going the way you would like it, you can seek to get employment elsewhere. Or if it's that you have to leave to develop yourself more, you have something there that you can lean on. So it's just from that perspective. Obviously, yes, you will have to then invest more into that side hustle to bring the income up to what your main income earner would have been, but at least the infrastructure is already there. So from that standpoint is why I feel it's important to always have a side hustle, and it makes life a little easier when you have extra income coming in. Then another thing that people don't really study is income periods. So for instance, you may have, like you said, the same job where you're going to get paid once a month or bi-weekly. So those are different periods for income. So in every 4 weeks you can expect X amount. Then if you have a side hustle, that allows you to get money coming in at different periods. So for instance, let's say you work at a company and then on your off hours you do barbering or you do nails. That is income that will come in on a weekly or even a daily basis, depending on how you set up your clientele. So it's not that you have to wait and hold on until the end of the month, until you reach, so you can get another set of money, but that money is coming in at any month, and until then you're also making smaller but more consistent earnings until that point reaches. So that's another benefit of having multiple streams of income. And then the next thing I would suggest is managing expenses. So you can make money in two ways, or have a higher income or higher revenue in two ways. You can either make more money or you can manage your expenses less. Either way, it gives you more income to work with, more money to work with. So one of the first things to do when it comes to expenses is that you need to track and budget. Most people have a firm idea of how much money they make, but I find a lot of people are not really that concrete on how much money is spent. So for instance, you spend, let's say you drink coffee. I don't know, let's say the price of a coffee is $10, just to make it easy to calculate. And you buy 5 coffees a week, that's $50. For a month, that is easily $200. That can be spent elsewhere or utilized better. So having an actual, keeping track of your actual expenses help you to manage your money that much better, and it kind of decreases some of the financial burden you may experience from not tracking your money. And then once you have a firm idea of where your money goes, the different avenues your money goes into, it is groceries, there's bills, then there's the little things that you buy that add up. Like I said, maybe it's coffee, maybe it's sweet drinks, maybe it's snacks. And if you don't know how much you actually spend on that daily, it can add up pretty quickly. Like I remember one thing I was doing was I was buying food daily. And lunch for me would cost like $25, depending on how long I work. Sometimes too, I know I might be too tired by the time I get home, so then I would end up stopping and buying something to eat afterwards too. So that was easily running me $40 to $50 per day. And when I really sat down with an accountant and we, started to be a little strict on how we manage money, this was a area I saw I could definitely improve on, and was able to control a lot more by just grocery shopping, managing my time better, and getting time to cook. And that food lasts me 2-3 days, versus normally that amount of money would last me 1 day buying food. Right, so that's an example of how keeping track of your expenses will help you to budget, and therefore actually increase the amount of money that you have available to you. And yeah, pro tip, if you really need help to have a strict financial plan going forward that is going to improve the quality of your life, improve your spending decisions, improve your ability to make more money, give you the money that you need to enjoy the little luxuries in life, invest in an accountant. It doesn't have to be something you do ongoing, but at least it can give you some sort of structure and plan to your life, and that's the reason that they have that skill set. I can give you the honestly, before I didn't think an accountant was necessary, but having had experience with one and seeing what difference it made in terms of me being able to track where my money was going and how I can manage it better, that gave me the confidence to make certain decisions afterwards, I would say that that's a good investment. So yeah, that's just a pro tip on top of that. And now, once you know where the different sources of income, you can kind of forecast how much money you can make within a certain period. Now you're tracking your expenses, so you know where your money is going. You know what areas you can pull from. So for instance, if you spend $100 a month on entertainment, and you spend, on the weekend, maybe $30-$40 on food and drinks, like on a Friday night outing, then you know that if need be, and you really need to save for something, or you really need to push for something, you can discipline yourself to pull from entertainment and food expenses on those weekends, and you can end up saving close to $600 or more, less, depending on the different activities that you get involved in. You see entertainment especially, that is one of the biggest black holes for money. If you go, you will buy drinks. If there are entry fees, then obviously that is attached to it. So you have the entry fees, you have drinks, then you may get hungry, buy food. You can easily end up spending about $100 on an outing. So if you actually have a allotted amount, you can see that that's where money is going, then at certain times where you need to pull back, where you can pull from. So that's just an example. And then that would give you, an accurate idea of your income, your expenses, how much money you could possibly save, and then, a mental plan or even a written plan on how to go about saving. When it comes to savings, this is something I think needs to be given a little more thought. Saving for the goal of just putting down money is useless after a certain point, because your money is not working for you. So my view on savings is that first, you should always save for a rainy day. So let's say, for instance, right now we're in a pandemic, which nobody could have seen coming. Savings would have helped certain people, who would have, pretty much planned for a rainy day to, be able to get by a little easier for a certain period of time when they were without work. So saving for, I normally say a rough estimate is 3 to 6 months of expenses, if you can, should be the first goal of savings, to make sure that if you were to lose your job, or if you were to experience a pandemic, I don't know who's going to experience a pandemic again, but if you were to lose your job or experience some, serious disruption in life, let's say you get in an accident or something happens to you, something happens to a family member, your savings will help to cushion the blow of an unexpected financial burden, right? So that gives you some security, it gives you some confidence that should something happen, you have a contingency plan in place. Most people, I find some people tend to not like to think of the negative or what ifs, but it's a reality. Not everything is going to go smoothly in life. Sometimes you may experience an unexpected event that might set you up a good set of money. So that's something you want to be able to say, if it happens, at least you have a plan in place. So total out your expenses. You're now tracking where your money is going, so you know how much expenses you have per month. Try to save at least 3 to 6 months in expenses. And we're all adults. Yes, money doesn't really last that long. No, there are a lot of expenses going on. But if you could really grind for a period of time to really, put down that amount for savings, then you would, give yourself that much more peace of mind. Another purpose of savings is what you see down below, to invest. Like saving, like I say, up to a point becomes pretty useless, because then the money is not, you're not putting your money to work to actually earn more money for you. So it makes you put yourself in a position where you will always be constantly, having to strive for more. When you could you could use it as an employee for yourself. The thing about what to invest in, I would always encourage people to invest in yourself first. So if you have a good amount of savings put down that you could take care for a rainy day, and then you start to get excess, start to reinvest it in yourself. And when you say reinvest in yourself, that could be simply, taking courses that will make you more skilled, that might make you more valuable to your workplace, that might increase the potential for you to move up in your organization, or move across to a different organization, and increase your earning potential, right? Further giving you more security. Or you can invest in yourself where the same side hustle I talk about, you can reinvest in that side hustle that will allow you to make more money outside of your primary earning mode. And that would also be a wise investment. That's something you could set up for your children. That's something you could set up if you got tired of your job. You can, the platform is already built, you've already reinvested money in it, so it is growing, and then maybe it may take over and make more money than your main income earner. So that's a potential that you can think about as well. Right, so those are just some tips on how to manage money. At some point I'm going to want to bring on an accountant, and he could give you even more detailed advice. I think that would be a good idea, so that's something I'm going to look into. So look out for that. If you've made it up to this point, thank you for watching the video. Hope you've subscribed to the channel. Leave a comment below and like the video to help the channel grow. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.